Hello and welcome to Froch on Fighting. My name is Carl, the Cobra Froch, former unified champ, Hall of Famer, you know all the jazz. Listen, I'm here, I've made it, I'm in Vegas. I started my journey this morning at 4:30, such an early start, I was absolutely exhausted. I still am actually. That we're in Vegas, me and the Manny Machine, my producer. I went from Nottingham at 4:30 to Manchester. I was there for about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Flew over, I've set my clock and it's been like a 20-hour journey. But we're on the ground here on the Las Vegas Strip, looking forward to this Saturday. Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford fight for the undisputed super middleweight titles. And me, for one, cannot wait. It's a good job the Cobra's not still around at super middleweight. There'd be some aggro, wouldn't there, going off? Might as well go straight in with it. I thought Canelo was going to be too big. But looking at Crawford, looking at the size of him, there's not much in it. And Canelo started off, actually, didn't he? Welterweight in his career, early doors when he was a young lad. And he's been up to light heavyweight. Obviously, he lost to Bivol, and then he's dropped back down to super middleweight and is the undisputed king at super middleweight. Nobody can touch him. So for Crawford to come up to super middleweight and expect to get a result, it's a big ask. It's a tall order, as they say. But if anyone can do it, Terence Crawford can. I just want to point out over my right shoulder, actually, can we just pan around a little bit there, Manny, just to give the viewers what we're looking at. The Circus. I was over here. When was it? 2001, I think it was. Prince Nassim Hamed took on Marco Antonio Barrera. What a fight that was. Well, actually, it wasn't a great. It wasn't one of his finest nights for Nassim Hamed. He got beat, but I can remember being here all them years ago, like 20-odd years ago. And I'm back. And I'll tell you what, I'm more excited for this fight than I've been for many fights. I mean, I've been some good heavyweight ones that I've been excited about. It's been and gone. You know what's happened with the heavyweight division with Usyk and AJ and Fury and Dubois. But this one for me has really got the juices flowing. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Tomorrow we've got the press conference, I believe. Then we've got the weigh-in. Then we've got fight night. I'm not going to give you my full prediction. I'll give you a little teaser of what I thought, but I think Terence Crawford's bigger. Now I've seen him in the flesh. I saw him earlier today at the Grand Arrivals. It's quite busy. Didn't get a chance to speak to him. I'm speaking to Canelo tomorrow. Crawford's zoned in. He's focused in. But what I was going to say was, he looks big. He looks bigger than what I expected. And don't forget, Canelo started off at welterweight, then he was up at light middleweight, went all the way up to light heavy, come back down to super middle. So he started off at the same weight that Crawford's at. And now Crawford's coming up later on in his career. They're both aging athletes. Crawford's older, naturally the smaller man, but he looks comfortable at this weight. Is he big enough and strong enough to take on Canelo Alvarez? We're going to find out on Saturday night. But there's not really much more to say, to be honest. But all I will say is, the scene is set. There's something in the air. I feel like it's going to be a big event, a big occasion. Where are we? We're at the Allegiant Stadium as well. Usually when you come to Las Vegas, you're at the MGM Grand. But this is a stadium fight. There's going to be something like 65,000 people there. Not quite the 80,000. Listen, I don't like to brag, but selling out Wembley Stadium 80,000, rendering George Groves unconscious, it's a proud moment for me, so I just have to get it in there every now and again. Just remind people what I've done and who I am. Now, Canelo Alvarez being the bigger man, you would think that the size and strength, and he can impose that on Crawford. And that will probably work because he's naturally the bigger man. But Crawford, if he's on his back foot, we've seen him before. We've seen him against Errol Spence. We've seen him actually against Kell Brook. We've seen him against Ricky Burns. He looks good. Counter-punching, fast hands, naturally the lighter man, so he's going to be naturally the quicker man. But I said earlier, he's looking bigger and stronger, so I think he's going to be able to cope with pressure from Canelo at times. But Canelo, I'm talking about, how does he win? And I think use his size, his strength, and his weight advantage, his natural weight advantage, to sort of bully Crawford around and push him back and put him under pressure, if indeed he can. And I just think that his natural ability, he's got high work rate, Canelo. He throws combination punches. He's great with a jab. He's defensive. He's a masterclass in here. He does everything really, really well, exceptionally well. But he's also tough. He's never been down, never been put over, never really looked like he'd been hurt. I mean, he's had a couple of losses, hasn't he? He's lost to Mayweather, he's lost to Dimitri Bivol, but he never really looked hurt. I think Bivol caught him with a couple of shots that may have buzzed him. Never went anywhere, did he? Never touched down on the canvas. So for Crawford to actually hit him and hurt him, or hit him and put him away, I can't see that happening. Canelo just needs to do what Canelo does, which is busy, excellent boxing masterclass work, but on his front foot and put Terence Bud Crawford under pressure. And that will probably be enough for him to get the job done. Now, for Crawford to win this fight, he's going to have to box and move, use his speed, use the ring craft, you know, the skills that we've seen time and time again. Ricky Burns, I've mentioned, Kell Brook, the big win against Errol Spence. Nobody thought that would be a one-sided whooping, but that's what it was. Terence Crawford outclassed Errol Spence. Errol Spence is a phenomenal fighter. We know how good he is, and look what Bud Crawford managed to do to him. Such a quality fighter, and he's unbeaten as well. So he's coming into this fight, doesn't know how to lose. I know he's older than Canelo Alvarez. Has he got one eye on retirement? Maybe, but he's not going to want to go out on a loss. So Crawford needs to be fast behind the jab, combination punches, busy body and head, fast leg work all the way around the ring. Use the ring, use his speed, make Canelo reach like Bivol did. Bivol had him on his back foot at times. Bivol was moving around the ring. Combination punches, but Bivol's a light heavyweight. That's why he was able to get away with that. Bigger and stronger than Canelo, naturally bigger. Can Crawford do that? We don't know. But for me, that's the key to victory. Fast hands, high work rate, behind the jab, confident. And then I think later on, round 8, 9, 10, or towards the championship rounds, Crawford maybe got that size. Maybe he can stand in front of Canelo Alvarez, stand in front of him when the feet become a bit flat later on, and actually have a bit of a tear up. Work the body, work the head. Stay inside the range, stay inside the pocket, the telephone booth as we call it in boxing. Up close and personal. But you don't want to get in that position until late on. He can mix it with him up close later. I'm sure he can. I think he can actually get the victory. And the more I see Terence Crawford standing next to Canelo Alvarez, size-wise, there's not that much in it. So who needs to win more? Listen, Canelo Alvarez could hang his gloves up after this fight, and so could Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford's actually older than Canelo, even though in my head, Canelo's the older man because he's had so many more fights. I mean, they've both been around the block. They both know what they're doing. But Canelo Alvarez, if he wins this, that could be the end of him. If he wanted to hang his gloves up, he's done so much, he's achieved so much. But if he loses the fight, the problem with it is also, it could be the end of him because he lost to Bivol. He's also lost to Mayweather. No disgrace in either of them losses. But if he loses now to Terence Crawford and everybody's expecting him to win, a guy that's coming up from welterweight, I mean, it'd be a bad loss for him. And at this stage of his career, it's like, where does he go from here? What's next for him? So Canelo Alvarez really could be risking his legacy here, because does he want to be remembered for losing to Terence Crawford in his last fight? It's going to be difficult for him to pick another opponent and where to go next. Maybe he needs a rematch, depending on how the fight goes. But if Canelo Alvarez loses, it certainly could be curtains on his career. And Terence Crawford as well. I mean, some people say he's cashing out. It's the end of his career. And it's going to be a massive payday. It's part of the Riyadh season event, so he's going to be getting plenty of bunts. So this could be the end of Terence Crawford. Is he just saying, you know what, I'm going to get a big payday, I'm going to chuck my hat in and just try my best and see what happens? Or is he coming actually believing that he's got what it takes to beat a big Canelo Alvarez, a naturally bigger man? I think he is. He's a consummate professional. I think he's confident after speaking to him. But we don't know, do we? I don't know who losing would damage them more. I think it'd be pretty much the end of Canelo losing to Crawford. It'd be devastating for his legacy. For Terence Crawford, people will just say, look, he's lost, but he's lost to Canelo, who's too big for him. He's not a super middleweight, Crawford, so he could kind of afford to lose. But at his age, what is he, 37 years old? He's like tapping on the door for retirement. So this could be career curtains for whoever loses. I'm going to be catching up with Canelo Alvarez tomorrow. You know the busy schedules. You know it's like, it might not happen. Hopefully it does. It's Froch on fighting after all. And he knows the Cobra. We're friends, me and Canelo. We go way back. We'll go right back to the Billy Joe Saunders fight. But hopefully I get Canelo tomorrow. I'm going to try and get Terence as well, Terence Crawford, but we've not got him scheduled. But stay locked into Froch on fighting this week, because I'm on the ground here in Las Vegas. We're going to do the press conference, we're going to do the weigh-in, and obviously we're going to do fight night. So stay tuned. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and we'll see you very soon. I'm absolutely knackered. I've got to go to bed. I've been up for about 30 hours. I've been traveling for 19 hours. My mouth's like sawdust. I need to go. I'm checking out. See you soon.